I decided to take a break a little bit after the launch of Fallout 76's first expansion, Wastelanders. I played all there was to play and unlocked what I wanted, and I felt like my time in Appalachia was pretty much done. I decided to jump back in after Steel Dawn's update and give it another shot. I was one of the lucky ones to pre-order a PS5 at launch, and this gave me a chance to play Fallout 76 co-op with my girlfriend on console. This meant starting over from scratch, but I was eager to do so with now 2 expansions to explore as a completely fresh character. I want to show you guys my experience jumping back into this game and some of the changes I'm absolutely excited about, and some things I don't like and wish would get changed soon. If you're like me and you quit Fallout 76, and if you're wondering if it's worth jumping back in, this video is for you. Let's get started. Probably one of the biggest things to come out since the launch of Fallout 76 was the integration of one Wasteland. What this did was scale damage and enemy level to the player. Whatever level you're at, the enemies are at. There is still a level minimum for some zones to prevent players from being where they shouldn't. This has 2 benefits for the players. First is you can play this game at your own pace and really choose where you want to go and where to explore. If you really wanted, you can level all the way up to level 50 without leaving the forest zone at the beginning of the game. This greatly reduces the grinds from level 30 to 50. I created a new character and I actually hit level 50 in no time, and I hadn't done any of the quest. I was just kind of scavenging around and grinding events, and I was spending most of my time in the forest and Toxic Valley area. I was just going to where all the enemies were spawning in over and over again. And for those of you who haven't played, in the 2 beginning zones there isn't really that much variety in the enemies. You deal with scorched and feral ghouls and sometimes super mutants, but for the most part enemies are actually pretty easy. So with this one Wasteland, you can grind through it, and every level you level up, the enemies are getting stronger, which means your XP is going up as well. The second reason this feature is game-changing is now you can play with newer players or really anyone lower level, and the experience isn't any different on the players. You could join a level 300 player as a level 4 and tackle the same events and quests. Enemies for you will be level 4, while for your teammate is up against level 300 or the max level enemies. Before, it was kind of a chore to play with lower level characters as you had to stick to the lower level zones. It was just a really easy, boring experience, but now no matter where you're at, you're dealing with the highest level enemies of that zone, so it's still a better challenge than what it was before. This really ups the replay value of the game because now you can go to the places that you want to go instead of just going to where the high enemies are, so you can try and level up to get to the next part. Adding instance content really helped unify the experience for everyone playing Fallout 76. Let's say there is a quest that takes you to a cave where you have to clear some enemies and get to a holotape at the end. At launch, if you joined a server where a player had recently cleared that area, you would find that location barren and you wouldn't get the XP or the immersive experience of having to fight through those enemies to complete your objective. This was pretty painful for those jumping into the game to give it a try, and added to the argument of the game being pretty empty and boring. Now, important quests that take you to interior locations will have their own enemies for you, so you still get that quest experience. Daily Operations is an instance endgame daily quest that gives you real challenge with pretty good rewards. This was definitely needed at the launch of the game for players reaching the end and running out of things to do. This is a great addition, and I can't wait to see what they could do more with instance content. Fingers crossed for a new vault raid system. I'm going to be honest, I was extremely worried with the Atomic Shop system in Fallout 76. Even from the beginning, what they offered was priced very aggressively. After pushback from the fans, the developers started giving more bang for their buck with item bundles. This still presented a problem, as I thought anything worth getting would just still need to be purchased, while anything released for free in the future will be pretty disappointing. The Season Pass really does offer a lot of decent new content to work towards completely for free. They even offer atoms to be unlocked while progressing, so if you really wanted, you essentially get what you want from the Atomic Shop while using time instead of your money. I really applaud them for implementing seasons and even making it free. When I first saw the news article about the new seasons in Fallout, I was like, oh, here we go. It's just going to be like Fortnite, Call of Duty, where you have to spend $10, get through it all for some new skins and stuff like that. But no, it's free and it's just completely good and worth it. It's really good to see. Now that we have covered the changes I've enjoyed after jumping back, I'm now going to talk about what I didn't like and think needs to be changed. This is probably the biggest thing holding Fallout 76 back. The enemies were the main source of all the memes and outrage way back at the launch of this game, and although they definitely didn't T-pose or straight up disappear anymore, the enemy AI is still just terrible. Most enemies just stand in place while shooting at you or try to run at you in a straight line to hit you. And I know reworking enemy AI as a huge endeavor in something like this is highly unlikely, but something really needs to be done before people start giving this game the No Man's Sky endorsement. The Scorchbeast Queen attack is still a boring fight due to how long the boss stays in the air. It just needs to be fixed. Honestly, I don't really know why this game mode is still included in this game. It didn't have a fantastic start, and it's still not very good if you can even manage to make it into a game right now. I feel like Team Deathmatch or like a free-for-all mode with small teams and instant areas sounds a lot better for this game and might actually entice the players to give it a shot. Battle Royale is still plenty popular, but really only the top survive, and Nuclear Winter is largely forgotten by everyone. It's really time for a change. And really, while we're at it, PvP in general is just pretty much useless, and I don't see how they can really fix it at this point, especially if you're playing on PC. The amount of players that have either hacked in their own ridiculously godlike items or have access to this godlike arsenal, it just doesn't really bode well to someone that is interested in having a PvP experience in Fallout 76, and I really don't know what they need to do to fix it, but if they really want people to PvP, they really need to do something. The endgame grind in Fallout 76 could be pretty ridiculous. Not only do you need the weapon with the right legendary attributes, you actually have to now try to get 3 correct attributes. You also need to get 5 pieces of armor, each with the 3 correct attributes to finish your build. For example, if you wanted to make a melee bloodied build, you will probably need a bloodied, faster swing speed melee weapon with a 3rd attribute of your choice, but you'll also need every armor piece to be unyielding or bolstering with another attribute that helps that build. This makes getting all those together quite difficult. Crafting legendary weapons only work for the new weapons they introduce in updates, and the chances of you getting the legendary you want with the attributes you want are incredibly small. And this is not an accident, don't get confused. This is done so they can get you to keep playing and trying over and over again until you're lucky enough to get what you want. And this isn't unique to looter shooter games like Destiny and MMOs like World of Warcraft. They do this as well, but it's extremely disheartening and boring to just craft items over and over again, just trying to take the shot to get what you want, especially if the resources to get said items require you to play every day due to a resource cap. It really frustrates me why I can't just spend all day playing, get enough legendary script to craft what I want. No, I have to log in every day, play at least an hour, get enough together to get the legendary script, and then try again. And now that I'm kind of looking back on it, it made sense why things were heavily RNG based at the launch of this game, because there wasn't really anything to do once you've beaten the main story. Really, you would only keep playing to increase your character's build. For me, again, it was the bloodied build, so I kept playing, making sure I got all the unyielding pieces, got a really nasty bloodied weapon, and then I was good. I was pretty much done. Now that they added content, I was really hoping they were gonna shorten the length it takes to get some of the things that you want, but I think that's just the direction that online games are taking anyways, so there really is nothing that we can do to change that aspect. All in all, I do enjoy most of the stuff they added into the game, and they are really pushing harder and harder to make the fans happy. New stash increases are just the start to improving Fallout 76 this year, and I can't wait to see what they have planned for the future. Time will tell if this game reaches the No Man's Sky levels of fame, and I want to hear from you guys what you have to say. And I know I missed some really great things that they've added in. I just wanted to get the main bullet points in this video. Things like the legendary perk system I really enjoy, but I want to hear from you guys what is some of your favorite things that you liked that they added into the game and what things you are hoping that they change in the future. I'm really interested in hearing from you guys. Thank you guys for checking out this video. If you liked, please be sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.